the white circles are on the bottom and the blue circles are on the top. Full moon, local market bottoms. New moon, local market top. I mean, that is quite compelling, even in a consolidation range. So, what I believe is that we do hit this full moon closer to a local market bottom. So in this region right here where all the other full moons are, right? I do think that the price goes up here and comes back down here before moving up. And so because tomorrow, Sunday, is the full moon, we could either see price move up today, then come back down tomorrow at the open of business, which we usually see the big moves happen when the DXY starts trading again on Sunday evenings, or we can see a continued thrust up into the new week, Monday, Tuesday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday. Why do we have until Wednesday? Because hello everyone, my name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for almost daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is July 20th, 2024. And we're getting some movement. We've been sideways for quite some time, but we're finally getting some movement. Here's what I see coming up in the charts. If that all sounds interesting to you, then watch until the very end. I hope everyone's doing well, having a great day. Let's get into the analysis. All right, it's been a while, but as you know, given the way the market's been, updates are less frequent than usual, okay? Because, I mean, just look at this. Look at this. Sideways, 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 sideways. We finally capitulated here, as I kind of as I intimated in the last video update that I gave. And so this uptrend is serious. This uptrend is the real deal. Now, I do have some questions about it, but this is more likely than not signifying an end to this channel right here, okay? Signifying an end to this consolidation that's been in effect since the beginning of March, okay? So this is why really a lot of people should be paying attention. Does that mean because we've got an uptrend, we're just going to go up and keep going up? That's really what I want to talk about today, right? This is a nice megaphone pattern. I hope everybody sees that, right? Megaphone pattern, or a descending broadening wedge, which is typically bullish. But I want to caution everyone against thinking that this is going to go up uninterrupted, right? For two main reasons. First reason is we have this very important resistance, okay? This dotted line is important resistance because it's been true as resistance for the price since mid-March, okay? And that is what I call the bull market or all-time high resistance, right? Anytime Bitcoin hit this, it either made an all-time high or got very close to it, right? Really making a new all-time high is breaking this resistance, right? Not necessarily nominally making an all-time high by going $1 or $2 over the previous all-time high on that particular exchange. I think it's important as analysts to realize that this is the resistance signifying Bitcoin's previous all-time high. And that's what we've been under for many months, right? And so what we should look to do quite soon is break it. But how are we going to break it, right? We have to try and figure that out as analysts. So here are the two reasons I don't think we're going to just up and go straight through. And here's why I believe we may very likely do something like this. Okay, first reason is we have this all-time high resistance, which is staunch resistance. So I do believe that once Bitcoin gets into this 72K area right here, we do find some resistance and the price starts to reject. Okay, so be very mindful. I'm actually going to personally put an alarm here. Be very mindful of this resistance. I don't believe we break it in this go. Okay, looking at my stochastic RSI momentum indicator, look at it on the daily. This doesn't look like a the type of momentum that you want to see when breaking staunch resistance, right? It's overbought right here. So you would want to see it lower down closer to resistance. Okay, that's just another thing that's telling me I don't think you're going to break it there. So I do, however, expect for us this weekend to come up to here. Number two reason why I don't think that we're going to break it on this run, on this particular run, and why it's more likely than not that we come back down to this level, and we're going to talk about that in just a second, but why this level is important, why I think we're going to come down to this level before going up and finally breaking all-time high resistance. It's because the full moon is tomorrow on July 21st, and for those of you who follow my work, you understand how important the moon phases are and how well respected the moon phases have been by Bitcoin, right? So look at this. And there's many sort of years of research in financial markets to indicate this this fact. Every time we have a new moon, it signifies a local market top. A new moon is the blue moon, right? New moon, local market top, local market top. When you go to that all-time high resistance, a lot of times you have a new moon. Now, the full moon signifying the white circle signifying the full moon is local market bottom, okay? And I don't know how accurate this is given that this is a large consolidation channel, but you can see basically very simply the white circles are on the bottom and the blue circles are on the top. Full moon, local market bottoms. New moon, local market top. I mean, that is quite compelling, even in a consolidation range. So what I believe is that we do hit this full moon closer to a local market bottom. So in this region right here where all the other full moons are, right? I do think that the price goes up here and comes back down here before moving up. And so because tomorrow, Sunday, is the full moon, we could either see price move up today, then come back down tomorrow at the open of business, which we usually see the big moves happen when the DXY starts trading again on Sunday evenings, or we can see a continued thrust up into the new week, Monday, Tuesday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday. Why do we have until Wednesday? Because the research suggests that 0 to 3 days after the lunar event, we can get that market sort of a bottom or top, that local market bottom or top. So you have 0 to 3 days after the lunar event. So this is why I'm being very careful, and like I said, I set the alarm for when Bitcoin gets to this region. It's not only a good idea to take profit on Bitcoin, but any other assets, because why do we what's the premise of this show is using Bitcoin as an analog, or as using Bitcoin as sort of a ruler, a guiding mechanism for the crypto market at large. And this is why, because if Bitcoin rejects at that line right here, other assets are going to do the same. So this is why I believe that this is a real move out of this consolidation. Indeed it is, but it's not going to happen in one fell swoop. It's going to look something like this. Now, last thing for Bitcoin is discussing this level. Why are we coming down to this level? Okay, very simply looking at the chart, this is a level of previous support, right? So this was supporting the price, and this level was lost. Now, previous support should be new resistance, and you went right through it, except you never retested it. This is why I've got this pink line right here around 60K. I believe 60K is very likely our target for that full moon retracement. Okay, $60,000 for the full moon retracement. So that's why I'm looking at the move being like so. Okay, a lot of people are going to get caught unawares by this move back down. Don't be one of those people. Meanwhile, some altcoins are already altcoining. Okay, what does that mean? Altcoins are getting, they've been really stressed given this rising wedge. Okay, rising wedges tend to break down. We know that they're usually bearish patterns, and we're at this, multi-year resistance, peeking our heads through. When will it break down? Our stochastic RSI momentum indicator is indicating that you're already at overbought, right? For this indicator, right? Because the market cap Bitcoin dominance indicator is an indicator. So an indicator of an indicator, that's fine. It looks as if we're finally going to break down. When that happens, that's the true altcoin season. We've been waiting for it for so long, and it has yet to happen. This chart tells us that we are close. We have been close though, but we are indeed close. Okay, and just some examples, looking at some altcoins, right? Given what Bitcoin's doing on the smaller time frames, you can see, right, you've got a move, right, going on right now. That isn't surprising to us, right? Because like what we said, even if you go up and it's a weekend and it's not backed by the US dollar currency index, because what is Bitcoin's movement? Effectively, it is a reflection, or it's a reflection of the weakness of the US dollar. That's it. Weakness or strength of the US dollar. Bitcoin is an asset that shows you, because the underlying asset is the US dollar, and people use dollars to buy Bitcoin, right? And most of the currency in the world is backed by the US dollar. When Bitcoin goes up, that means the dollar's going down. This is why typically moves don't hold on the weekend. What do I mean by that? It means that if you see a move on the weekend, or when the US dollar currency index isn't trading, it typically retraces upon that move. So even if we go up this weekend, which I believe we will, and get to these levels, I think it's more likely than not that we come back down. And that also makes sense because it's a weekend. And the US dollar currency index, right, which is the kind of the inversely correlated, not exactly, but almost one-to-one inversely correlated to Bitcoin, shows you that we need the US dollar to show strength or show weakness before Bitcoin reacts. That's when you get the real moves that stick. And so I do believe that this kind of shows you what is going to happen when the US dollar currency index starts trading again on Sunday evening. But that we do go up in the interim, either this afternoon, tonight, into tomorrow. So that's Bitcoin on small time frame, and you can see that reflected in a lot of altcoins. Let's just go to Dogecoin, right? Look, Dogecoin, look at what it's doing. It's altcoining. It's breaking out. So given what we saw in the Bitcoin dominance chart, don't be surprised if something like Dogecoin, for instance, right, starts going up this weekend. And it does indeed retrace when Bitcoin retraces, but it goes up much more than Bitcoin would have, and it retraces much less. Okay, that is the essence of altcoin season. Altcoins are gaining against Bitcoin, and that's what I believe that we're doing, right? Same thing with Ethereum. Don't be surprised if Ethereum breaks out and then gives you a retracement on that breakout, but that breakout it's much higher than what Bitcoin will do, right? This is alt season, right? Look at these altcoins, Blur. Look at all this space. Look at all this imbalance in this chart right here. Okay, there's nothing here. There is nothing here. Okay, maybe you hit your head a little bit, but there's essentially nothing here to preclude it from giving you big gains. So that's what I'm seeing in altcoins. Don't be surprised if you get serious move in the altcoin space this weekend, but do be mindful of that retracement, that full moon retracement coming up, and Bitcoin hitting 72K or thereabouts will give you a good indication as to when that retracement will take place. I hope this was all helpful and useful. Like, share, and subscribe if you got value. Consider buying me a coffee at the pinned comment below, and take care. Bye.
I'll be